one of the bits, one of the articles I came across. Actually, well, I'm not going to lay claim to this. This is all you, Murr. Again, your cockles are bumping. You guys are. It's like a bass drum right here in the cockles of your heart. Former head of Israel's space division. Aliens are real. Trump was on the verge of confirming. Retired Israeli general and current professor. It's at Hayam. Eshed told a newspaper. Told a newspaper in Israel that not only are aliens real, but the U.S. and the Israeli governments have been working with them, and President Donald Trump was recently on the verge of confirming their existence. So he retired in 2011 as the head of the Defense Ministry Space Division, served as head of Israeli space security program for nearly 30 years. So he explained that Israel and the U.S. have been dealing with aliens for quite some time. They have been waiting for humanity to evolve and reach a stage where they will genuinely understand what space and spaceships are. It's almost like that Jodie Foster movie. What's that called?
Contact,
yeah. Like, she sees the vision of her dad, and like, this is the process. We need to make sure that you're comfortable. There's an agreement between us, between the U.S. government and the aliens. They signed a contract. Signed a contract with us to do experiments here. They, too, are researching and trying to understand the whole fabric of the universe, and they want us as helpers. There's an underground base in the depths of Mars where their representatives are, and also alien astronauts. I guess I could go on to read the last part, but I think that sums it up. You have a very credible man here claiming they're real, and Trump knows about it. There's experiments being done. There's the anal probing is no bullshit. Literally.
Yeah, I mean, aliens are real, buddy. I think, like I said, a couple episodes back, we've been touching on this loosely for like months now. This is the perfect time. Everybody's fucking caught up in other shit, dying, going broke, world economy falling apart. There's lots of things to distract you from. Aliens are real. So now's the fucking perfect time. Now, this whole contract thing, I don't know about the legalities of U.S. contracts in interstellar fucking applications, but, we might have to bring Calvert on. So, yeah.
May I say something just briefly? Because you said please. Now's the time because of COVID and whatnot. But the former, I don't even know what his title is. Let's see here. Retired Israeli general said that they are waiting for the right time for us to understand. So how will we understand more in a pandemic about aliens?
What are you asking? What is the right time for us to understand? Like, for us to understand? Well, I guess, what is the question? I got to read this. Give me 1 second. I got to see it written out.
Hold on.
Well, I'm going to throw a question back at you while Alan's researching this. At what level of official will finally turn you into saying there might be some credibility to these sightings and these claims and the potential reality of an alien race of beings? What level of official will it take for you to kind of start to turn the tide and maybe coming to our side of the court here?
Well, I would have taken this guy's word for it to at least a certain extent until he started getting in there's fucking contract signed. There's a signed contract, a signed document. There's your credibility.
I'm going to use my bullshit rationale to turn you on this. So the aliens come, and look, if we've been working for 30 years, they said. So what year would that have been? Go back to 2020. So what? 1990. The aliens sign a contract. As stupid humans, aren't we the ones that would be like, oh, okay, we'll work together, but first you got to sign this sheet of paper. And so like this super complicated like race is like looking at each other like, are they fucking serious? Like this means anything? All right, sign that shit. And then they just sign it. And they're like, all right, fine, yeah, we're working together. Here's your contract. Like, we're the dumbasses that handed them the paper, not them. And by the way, space is policed by maritime law. So there is technically international law in space.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, they said he said they signed a contract with us to do experiments here. Why would we need to sign a contract with them to do experiments on us or here?
Because it's politics, man. It's like,
hey, while you're here, just so you can roam in our airspace, here's some stipulations we need to sign them. That's how they. That's how they do
because our simple human brains were like, we've got to give these aliens rules, and these aliens were like, fucking idiots. All right, yeah, sure, we'll abide by your rules, that we can clearly just fucking break because we're aliens until you guys kind of catch up. And I think, to your original question, Wes, the time that they were waiting for us to get to might have been Elon Musk and SpaceX trying to go to Mars. And he was like, okay, humans got a guy that gets it. Let's get down there. Let's start fucking having some talks. You know, let's start setting some agendas, having some board meetings, fucking, and discussing the future of space in our universe.
Right.
I don't know how advanced they are. Clearly, they've made it to Mars, though.
I think, yeah, because then the conspiracy dives deeper because Elon Musk said we're not going to be following any international law when we get to Mars. And some of the powers that be were probably like, wait a minute, this cowboy, this loose cannon can't be up in Mars fucking shooting around like 70 Sam. We gotta sort this shit out before they get there.
Elon probably already talked to the aliens, and he knows what's going to happen. We're just going to say, fuck this contract. And the U.S. were like, see, but we got a contract from 1990. And the aliens would be like, yeah, that was bullshit. We don't care.
We read the contract. We saw a loophole.
Now, Wes, I want you to kind of just, at least theoretically join us for just a second here. And imagine now the era we live in and all the cameras, all the amateur photographers that are out there, all the abilities with the different types of radar and LiDAR. The world is basically encased in data finding materials like satellites, cameras, everything. Now, it's harder and harder and harder for cover-ups to happen. 1950s, you might have had like 3 guys with a camera that was capable, and they had to be there when it happened. Now, you've got Hillbilly Joe with a fucking trail cam in his backyard, catching raccoons, eating soup cans, and he doesn't even have to be there to get the shot. We live in a time now where it's harder for the government to say, nope, that didn't happen. That was an anomaly. There's too many data capturing elements out there to completely hide it. And now I feel like they have to start admitting to it. I mean, the time is now. I'm not saying we're at the point where the aliens think we get it, but we're definitely at the point where we can't deny that there's not at least something afoot that can't be explained.
Like, I mean, as we know, I'm not really a Trump guy, but I felt like he was the guy of any of president to be like, guess what, fucking family? We got aliens. It's super true. It's super true. Isn't this fucking crazy? Aliens, this guy. Like, I felt like he would figure out a way to take some kind of credit for aliens, and I would have been okay with that. So I believe this shit. Like, the Israeli minister guy, I don't know how old you are. You're probably senile as fuck, but I still kind of believe you.
Yeah, why don't you believe this guy, Wes? They obviously, the Israelis and the Americans obviously trusted this guy with state secrets for 3 decades. Mm-hmm. So why now is he not credible enough to hold an opinion?
Okay, I explained myself because he went on to say that there's a contract between alien and human. Then you sit here and shake your head like you explained it. No, you gave your bullshit fucking like, all right, well, here's how it could have happened without any proof. I saw there was a major general. There is a major general who still says that fucking a missile was shot into the Pentagon on 9/11. Okay, that's how I fucking know sometimes these people are fucking weird and kooky and believe this bullshit.
Okay, fair enough. But what about the Commander Fravor, the guy who chased the Tic Tac UFO? Like, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah, I want to get to the bottom of it. That's what I'll tell you.
I don't think you do. Yeah. I think that's West bullshit.
Well, I hold out nearly every other episode for some alien fucking talk with you guys. I've dedicated a lot of the podcast to alien and UFOs. Okay, so you're walking on thin ice. You're walking on thin bushes, buddy.
But I just want to know what's the tipping point for Wes Fox. Where does he believe it? Do you need to see Bobcat Goldthwait coming out of the fucking? I was
about to say you're teeing that up pretty good. I mean,
is that it?
No. What's it? I mean, I'd like to say like, yeah, something coming down, and there's like clear, like Independence Day style, like holy shit, and then news things all over it at the moment. not some fucking kook in Nebraska who I don't know is high on moonshine half the day.
So it's obnoxious to think that aliens would sign a contract, but not obnoxious to believe that aliens will one day hold a full-fledged press conference on CNN. Okay, just want to make sure we're on the same page here.